I only hope that Orelbow really exists. Otherwise we went into another gloomy cave for nothing. Well, at least I saved my eyes after reading an Elder Scroll. That's already a story to tell. That Darkfall cave. Just in another cave and nothing, I thought. Darkness, mushrooms, and huge spiders, as always. But after we went much deeper inside, we saw something I did not expect from cave inhabited by only spiders and chorus. Something I did not expect at all. Huh? Who is that figure? Farmer? No, too tall for that pale bastards. Altmar? No. Hey! Name yourself, if you are able to speak.
Come forward. You have nothing to fear here.
Fear? Oh no, my friend, I'm just careful. My name is Saren. Name yourself.
I am Knight Paladin Gelabor. Welcome to the great chantry of Oriel.
Temple? This pitch-black place is Temple of Oriel?
Oriel, Oriel, Halkosh, Akatosh, so many different names for the sovereign of the Snow Elves.
Snow Elves? You mean the Falmer?
I prefer Snow Elf. The name Falmer usually holds a negative meaning to most travelers. Those twisted creatures you call Falmer, I call the Betrayed.
Well, I see. I also imagine you know why we're here.
Of course, you're here for Oriel's bow. Why else would you be here? I can help you get it, but first, I must have your assistance.
Sounds like I have a choice.
Absolutely. You could turn around and travel back from wherever you started empty-handed, or you could assist me.
So what type of assistance do you need?
I need you to kill Archcurate Vertha, my brother.
Another family tragedy, isn't it?
The kinship between us is gone. I don't understand what he's become, but he's no longer the brother I once knew. It was the Betrayed. They did something to him. I just don't know why Oriel would allow this to happen.
What exactly did the Betrayed do?
They swept into the chantry without warning, and began killing everyone without pause.
Why didn't you fight back?
The chantry was a place of peaceful worship. I led a small group of paladins, but we were no match for the Betrayed's sheer numbers. They slaughtered everyone, and stormed the inner sanctum, where I believe they corrupted Vertha.
So you don't even know if he is alive, right?
He's alive. I've seen him, but something's wrong. He never looks as though he's in pain or under duress. He just stands there and watches, as though waiting.
And what about you? Have you tried getting into the inner sanctum?
Leaving the way shrines unguarded would be violating my sacred duty as a Knight Paladin of Oriel, and an assault on the Betrayed guarding the inner sanctum would only end with my death.
Way shrines?
Yes, let me show you. This structure is known as a way shrine. They were used for meditation and for transport when the chantry was a place of enlightenment. Prelates of these shrines were charged with teaching the mantras of Oriel to our initiates.
What's that basin in the center signify?
Once the initiate completed his mantras, he'd dip a ceremonial ewer in the basin of the way shrine's center, and proceed to the next way shrine.
So these initiates had to lug around a heavy pitcher of water. Marvelous. How long would they have to do that?
Well, once the initiate's enlightenment was complete, he'd bring the ewer to the chantry's inner sanctum. Pouring the contents of the ewer into the sacred basin of the sanctum would allow him to enter for an audience with the arch-curate himself.
All that just to end up dumping it out? Makes no sense to me.
It's symbolic. I don't expect you to understand.
So, let's get this straight. We need to do all that nonsense to get into the temples so we can kill your brother and claim Ariel's bow?
I know how it all sounds. But if there was another way, I'd have done it long ago. The only way to get to my brother is by following in the Initiate's footsteps and traveling from way shrine to way shrine, just as they did. The first lay at the end of Darkfall Passage, a cavern that represents the absence of enlightenment.
So, how many more way shrines are there?
There are 5 in total, spread far apart across the chantry.
Remembering this one, other caves must be massive.
Caves? Oh no. The chantry encompasses far more than a few caves, as you'll soon discover. But before I send you on your way, you'll need the Initiate's ewer.
So, I need to fill this at each way shrine.
Once you've located a way shrine, there'll be a spectral prelate tending to it. They will allow you to draw the waters from the shrine's basin, as if you've been enlightened.
Well, I'll be off then.
This may be the last time we're able to converse. If you have any questions before you leave, I suggest you ask them. Otherwise, all I can do now is grant you my hopes for a safe journey. Questions? I expected as much.
Since we met you here and you are the only one, I'm interested in who were you people.
We were once a wealthy and prosperous society that occupied a portion of Skyrim. Unfortunately, we were constantly at war with the Nords, who claimed the land as their ancestral home.
It appears the Nords won.
In a manner of speaking. We had always maintained an uneasy alliance with the underground-dwelling dwarves, and when faced with extinction, we turned to them for help. Surprisingly, they agreed to protect us, but demanded a terrible price. The blinding of our race.
Blinding? The whole race? So that's what's happened. Everyone couldn't have possibly agreed to that.
There were splinter groups that resisted the agreement, and even some that sought alternate alliances. But when it was all said and done, those elves were either slaughtered, vanished, or gave up and took the dwarves' bargain.
But what turned your people into the betrayed? Not just blinding, I presume.
I've often asked myself that very same question. The blinding of my race was supposedly accomplished with a toxin. Certainly not enough to devolve them into the sad and twisted beings they've become.
Why weren't the snow elves here affected?
The chantry is quite isolated, so it took some time for word of the dwarves' offer to reach us here. By the time the compact had been completed, it was too late for us to even attempt to intervene.
I see. So is that why you had retained your sight?
Correct. We only numbered perhaps 100 at the time, so our presence remained a secret to the dwarves and the Nords. Ironically, our undoing came at the hands of our own people.
You mean the farmers?
Yes. They swarmed the chantry in vast numbers until we were completely overrun. We never really stood a chance. I assumed that the Arch-Curate was corrupted by them when they found a way to breach the inner sanctum.
I'm afraid I already know the answer, but are there others here like you?
Werther and myself are the only 2 snow elves that remain.
I see. By the way, who are the spectral prelates you mentioned?
They're ghosts of the snow elf priests that tended the way shrines before being slaughtered by the betrayed. Through the grace of Ordinator, they were restored to their spectral form to enable them to continue their duties.
Good, so they should be able to help us, right?
I'm afraid in their current form, they still believe the chantry to be an active center of worship. They won't respond to you in any way other than believing that you're an initiate, and you're undertaking the journey to the inner sanctum. May Auriel keep you free from harm.
Thanks for the talk, Galibor. And thanks for these historical lessons. I'm sorry for the loss of your race. Serana, let's go.
That wasn't as unpleasant as I thought it would be. Kind of soothing, actually. Got a little warm on that.
It is really unpleasant, you're right. And quite strange. Looks like a deserted Sheogorad's garden. Oh, great. Chorus nests. This journey will be fun. You die. I don't trust these caves anymore. It seems soon I will have the ancient farmer artifacts collection. Well, whatever. Whoops. Oh, what a beautiful cultural monument. Looks like a chorus breeding yard. And they say necromancer's work is disgusting. Well... And this may look interesting for Orion. Oh, one more chorus. I'm made of this. Take him down, boys. Aggressive plants, that's something new. Might be useful in poisons. What's there? A ghost? I hope it's that ghost we need.
Welcome, Initiate. This is the Way Shrine of Illumination. Are you prepared to honor the mantras of Ariel and fill your vessel with his enlightenment?
Yes, Master.
Then behold Ariel's gift, my child. May it light your path as you seek tranquility within the inner sanctum.
Look, it worked. Well, let's continue. Not so bright. Whoa. Galabor did not lie. While the sunlight still hurts my eyes, but this place is beautiful. Serana, just look on it. Alright. Boys, unfortunately we don't have time to feast our eyes in this valley. Let's find the Oriole's bow.